Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I have an idea in my head, so I thought I'd record it. I don't know if it's going to work, so you might not see this. But anyway, I thought we'd have a go. So I am going to be using Sentimentally Yours, the Sentiment Medallion. This is the Floral Curios one that I've got on my platform, and I have just cleaned it. Ignore the bit in the middle. I have just cleaned it because it had black ink on it, and I'm going to be using Warm Breeze Versafine Clair. I was going to use a lighter one, but I know I've got cardstock that will coordinate with this one. As you can see, I've got a sentiment coin that I've popped in the centre here. It is pretty much in the centre, because my card measures 14.6 centimetres square, which is 5 3/4 inches, as you can see there. And so I put this centred, hopefully, at 14.6, 7.3. 7.3 is there. So I need to go over a wee bit, just so I can get an idea of the side. And I thought it would be interesting to use this medallion as a corner stamp. That's what's in my brain. Whether or not it actually works or not, I don't know. So, I mean, you could have just a teeny tiny corner, so just have it and like that. But I thought I would bring it in so it's bigger, and then we can perhaps have a flower in each corner, maybe. So like that maybe. I mean, I might cut it down. I might not like it when it comes to it, but because I've started with a 5 3/4 inch, I can actually play around with it. I don't necessarily want it to be touching, so I think that that's a big enough corner for me to work with. So we'll go with it. We'll see how it is. Obviously, stamping platform means that we can just leave the stamp where it is and just move the card round and do all 4 corners. So I'm going to pick it up. Calm you. It's a bit sticky now because I've just cleaned it. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Let's make sure that's pushed up against the corner. And we'll just make sure we've got no air bubbles in it. So lift it up and roll it back down again. Make sure it's proper stuck. Now, where do I need to go roughly? I don't need to ink it all up. I will over ink, obviously, because that's what I do. So this Warm Breeze will coordinate beautifully with the Totally Turquoise, I'm sure that's what it's called, yeah, Totally Turquoise card. I'll have to check the name of it now. I'm thinking, does it really? I'm sure it does. So obviously, as I said, I've over inked, but I'm using these sheets in my stamping platform. I can't remember what they're called, but I will include them in the description of this video so you can find them. They are in stock on my website. Oh, I haven't told you my website, have I? I'm sure you remember. juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and all the Sentimentally Yours products will also be available at honeypotcrafts.co.uk. As I said, I do have the stamping platform. I do have the Versafine Clair. I do have the sheets underneath. I don't have any spare magnets at the moment, but I will be getting some more. It's the sticky bit of the stamp is stuck there. So there's our first corner. Oh, missed a little bit in the centre there. Is that because it's not inked or it is inked? Get on there. Doesn't want to go. Let's just add a little bit of ink just in that centre bit. But I might cut it down, so it might not matter. That's better. Oh, now that's darker up there now. Oh, it just, we'll just live with it. I can't be doing with faffing around. We'll say it's like faded. That's what it is. I will have a magnet in there and a magnet there. So obviously this you just repeat and do the same thing in all corners. Lovely fine detail on this. So this is the Floral Curios Sentiment Medallion. That's what it's called. All of the names always have quite a mouthful really to try and say. Come on off there. Come on. There you go. That one's better. Although that one's not so good on that edge there. And then it'll be darker just there. Of course it is. Of course it is. But that's fine. It's the same colour. Okie dokie. Let's turn that around again. So we've got all 4 corners. Sounds like a To Ronnie's sketch, doesn't it? Like the 4 candles one. Right. One more. 2 more actually. Pay attention to that and pay attention to the centre. And we'll find that it'll be somewhere else that isn't inked properly. I make such a mess. You don't need to ink like as badly as I do. Lots of little tapping, light tapping should do you, but I'm a bit heavy-handed. So we'll pay attention to that, we'll pay attention to that. That's pretty good, we'll have that. We'll have that. And then we'll go for the last one. Obviously at the moment it looks a little bit weird because we haven't got the central bit, which I will die cut, so we've got mats and layers on it. So and we will have an outside edge as well. So I imagine this will go onto something like a 7-inch card, 7 by 7. Just a little bit different. You don't have to use the whole stamp if you don't want to. And also if you use coloured inks or coloured embossing powders, you don't have to colour it in. Because there is quite a lot of colouring involved with this. You could, obviously, if you wanted to, you could add like tones of this. So you could bring in a little bit of peacock feathers distress ink. You could bring in tumbled glass a bit in nicely, a bit salvage patina. Or you could use the watercolour bending brush pens to add a little bit of extra colour if you wanted to. You can't watercolour with the Versafine Clairs though, because it's a permanent ink. The last one is the best one. How often does that happen? Rarely, rarely. So now we've got our bits and pieces. Let's just move that out of the way. Magnets are in the way. There we go. So that's where we're at so far. So if you wanted to, you could actually have it on your card that way. Oh, let's hold it down. And that would work. Obviously bringing in the sentiment coin, that's going to be on a few different layers as well. I think I prefer it that way. I may well cut it down a bit. I might not have it as big as that, but that's the start of the card, and we'll continue in a moment. Okay, so I've had a little think. So this is the next little bit. So what I've done is I've trimmed this down to, so it's now 5 1/4 inches square. So cut 1/4 inch off each side, so then it stays pretty much central. It doesn't look perfectly central, probably because I didn't pop the stamp on, but it's fine, it's fine. So I've got these, this is obviously the wrong colour, but this is good to practice with. So I'm thinking that it will look quite nice to have the sentiment coin on there, and then we've got the corners as well. So sticking with the colour scheme that we're using, I've got another piece of the pure white card on here, and we've got the Floral Curios Sentiment Medallion on here in the correct position. So just inking it up with the Warm Breeze again. Thought I might as well just hop on here and show you rather than do it and then do it again, because then there's less wasted card and I don't feel I have to use it again on something else. That's what normally happens. I kind of have a little practice and then I end up with extras. Sometimes the extras are quite useful though, because you end up having something to plan with. Just make sure we've got a good coverage. I can see already that I didn't pick up that colour there and there. Nope. It is a tough old stamp actually, because it's so big. I did do the rolling thing. Get that bit there. Nearly there. And that bit there. That's pretty good actually. Let me just see if I can get that tiny little bit there. Doesn't want to go, does it? Doesn't want to go. Didn't really want to do this again. I am lightly tapping now. You can always see where it stays on the. I think that's what we're going with. That looks pretty good to me. Let me show you. It's not. It's actually on, because of the light. It's so poor at the moment. It looks darker than it actually is. It's a really lovely teal colour. This this Warm Breeze. Let's see if I can get some more ink off the stamp. Nope. Okay, so that's that. Let's just grab this. You know, I'll get loads of ink onto here now. So it's definitely there. Okie dokie. So if you want to stamp in, say, an orange or yellow or something, do clean your stamp, because it may not show first time, but next time you put ink on it, it's gonna reignite the ink that's on there. And I recommend this archival cleaner. Let's just do this one on here. It's got black on it, so it's going to look quite mucky, but it is actually really good cleaner. Although look how the daub has come off. It's not very good, is it? So if I get my towel, give it a scrub. Actually, when the ink's still reasonably fresh on your stamp, you can actually just run it under a tap and use a little nail brush, and that will get most of the colour off. That's pretty clean now. It's not clean, but it's pretty clean now. Okay, so now we're going to grab a sentiment coin. And I think I was going to go for, what have I done with them? I was going to go for the occasional, not the occasionals, what's it called? The Motivationals, there they are. I haven't even opened them yet. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Mine haven't got the packaging on them yet. So we've got Send in Sunshine, You Can Do This, You're Awesome, Cherish Moments, Dance Every Day, Chase Your Dreams, Make It Happen, and Stronger Than You Know. So I think we're going to have Dance Every Day. I think I like that. Dancing in the flowers. So you could, if you wanted to, here's the thing, you could just pop this in the centre there and have it like that and stamp it as it is. I'm going to actually add a bit of dimension in it, so I'm going to stamp it separately, but you can actually do that. So we're going to have You're Awesome. You can't stamp the sentiment at the same time because the stamp is solid in the middle. Let's grab our Warm Breeze again. Ink it within an inch of its life, as always. That's what I do. Very heavy-handed. I don't like doing things twice. This is a problem. Right. Excellent. Perfect first time. That's that one. And then we're going to grab one of the tiny sentiments. You could put an icon in there if you wanted to. So you could actually take from you could actually grab, because you've got on here, you've got a flower. I don't know what flower that is. You seem to have two the same there. And you've got daisies, and you've got a daisy and you've got a rose. So you could actually, they will fit in the centre there. So you could do that if you wanted to. That might be quite nice. Or you could use one of these little sentiments as well. So you did it, be brave could be one. I thought I was going to dance every day. And I picked out You're Awesome. Why did I do that? Right, okay. So let's have You Did It then, seeing as that goes with You're Awesome. Why did I do that? I'm going to dance every day again because I've got space. That's what I wanted. It's towards the end of the day, so, you know, I've got an excuse. There's no excuse, really. Honestly, I'd forget my head if it was loose. That's an old saying, isn't it? I'm sure the youngsters don't actually say that. Dance every day. That's what we want. I'd love to be able to dance every day. I can't now, my knees don't let me. I used to love line dancing. I was hoping once I'd had my knee op, I could actually go to a line dancing class, but that's not going to happen. Sorry. Right, okay. Let's see how that one's stamped. That one's stamped perfectly as well. That one's got a more solid line around it. Right, so let's grab the one I did want to put on there. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put we'll use Go You. That's definitely a skill type saying, that one. I like that. We'll have Go You on the centre of Dance Every Day, and you can actually stamp these separately and use a small circle die to cut that out and pop that on there if you want to. Now, can you notice that this one has got a dashed line around this in the centre, and this one's got a solid line, so they are different, which is I think that's really cool, having them different. That says Go You. So let's grab the daisy. Oops, can't hit the camera again, sorry, it's just me. I always do that. It's not one of my videos unless I've hit the camera at least twice. At least. Okay, so we have a daisy there and we'll have a sentiment there, and you can see that they both work. And then I'll have choices. Okay, there we are. That's those done. They look fab, don't they? And then we've got our sentiment coin. Right, so I'm going to cut them out, cut some flowers out, cut some mats and layers out, and then we'll put together a completed card. So, slight change of plan. It seems to be that I'm changing as I go here, but I mean, it's a process, isn't it? So, to make this a little bit neater, what I've done is I've actually used the smallest of the two square layering dies from the Regency squares, which is this one, layered differently Regency squares, which is back in stock on both of our websites as I record this, so you'll find them there. So I've cut that out, and it was roughly 5¼ inches, so I literally just tidied it up to make it look nicer. And then the next size from the Regency squares, so the largest, I've cut out of the Totally Turquoise card. So those are going to get glued together. I really like the I think the squares are my favourites. They're my favourite cards to make, and watch out for some more layered differently coming next year. And it's not a secret because Phil's mentioned it already, so you know, I don't think these are going to last very long, what we've got already. So if you like them, and if you can, obviously, you know, I know what it's like at this time of year. We're heading towards Christmas, and we want to not necessarily spend loads of money. You can always ask your relatives. I mean, as a crafter, I don't get bought crafty items, which is a bit of a shame, really. I think people forget that we like to be bought crafty items. I like wool. I like, my hobby's crochet. This is work. And of course, obviously, I can get these things anyway, so it doesn't count, does it? Just getting rid of some adhesive from where I cut that out. There is a mark there. Don't know what it is, but it's going to get covered up. Now remember, let's put this underneath here so it flattens out nicely, and we'll put foam tape on that in a minute. So there's my 6x6 card blank. For the sentiment coin, instead of cutting it out, because you can use the debossed double stitched circles, and you'll end up cutting the whole thing out, but you can see I've got rid of the dot dash and the solid there, and I've used the largest but one of these inverted scallop dies from the Regency squares, and I've cut that out. So don't be frightened to actually cut into your medallion. I mean, it looks lovely like that. And the next size has been cut out of the Totally Turquoise card, and you can see that looks fabulous sat on there, and it just looks like a totally different stamp when you use a different die to cut it out. So don't be scared of doing that. I would suggest that when you cut it out with any of the Versafine Clair stamped images, that you actually put a piece of copy paper over the top, and then your plates won't get dirty, because of the pressure of the plates. Quite often it transfers to the plates, and then you don't always notice it, and the next time you come to cut out, you'll get a dirty mark from the previous cut out stamped image on whatever you're doing. And if you spent time colouring it in, there is nothing worse than that happening, believe me. It's happened to me. So we're going to glue this one on here. See if we can get our points lined up. I mean, Phil said that these aren't all even. They're evenish. Because he's made them so that the dies can't be copied. So let's just give that a press, and then we're going to pop that underneath. And then finally, where's it gone? There it is. My actual sentiment coin, and I'm going for the dance every day. This one I've cut out using the largest of the circles, from the Graceful squares, from the Layered Differently. You can see you've got that lovely kind of stitch detail around the end, a pierce detail. And then going back to the Regency squares, I've used this inverted scallop die here to cut out a mat for that. It's not a full mat. What you see is just the little kind of bit sticking out there, but it's enough to set it off from the sentiment medallion that's underneath. So we glue these two together, and I've decided not to put flowers on this card because I think it's busy enough as it is. I mean, you could put flowers on if you want to, but I think it looks fabulous as it is. So I've decided not to do flowers on this one. As I said, it's just you're seeing it as it evolves in my head. I'm just pausing to cut things out. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so I'll just put that one down for a minute. Everything's rolling away, and let's start putting our layers together. So we're going to double-sided tape because I'm not sending it. Well, I am, but not to anybody. Where's my scissors gone? Oh, for God's sake. I put them somewhere. I had them a second ago. Where have I put my scissors? How can I not have my scissors? I'll use these ones. Honestly, I drive myself nuts. That rattling noise is my die cutting machine now. I didn't move because I wasn't stamping, but it's still rattling away. Right, so in the middle, because we don't want a saggy middle, I'll use a different nail. I've got my favourite nail has had to be cut. Oh, that's driving me nuts. That's all I can hear now. Right, so let's put this on our 6x6 card blank. I want to have that bit up there. Oh, let's do our insurance and put some Prit on it. Like so, and that means that we can lift it off if we need to. And let's have a look, see if we can get it straight. Looks pretty straight to me. Then we're going to go for our sentimental coin, not sentimental coin, medallion in the middle. I'll pull up both pieces out here now. I haven't put a lot of glue underneath, so it should be fine. Oh, it's getting on my nerves. Oh, that's so much better. Okie doke. Let's add again some Prit to that. I've done quite a few, excuse me, got quite a few videos with this release, so I hope you've got time to have a look at those. If you leave a comment, then it does get held, but then I always read them and release them, as long as you're a real person, which most of you are. Occasionally we've had spam, which is why I hold them until I've read them. Nobody wants spam on there. channel really, do they? Okay, this is the sentiment. Doesn't it look fab already? Just by changing what you cut the sentiment coin out with. I mean, I could have gone for the largest one in these and cut it out using that, and then you get some of the solid line and the dot dash on the edge. But I thought it would be nice to actually have the matte in the totally turquoise, which is why I've actually cut it out like that. And I think it works. I'm really pleased with how it looks. Dance every day. Let's have go you up the right way, Julia. So we need to, the dot dash is in the centre. We need to make sure we're about like that. Doesn't that look fab? So in the corners, so we could say we could have done a flower, but I think that'd be a bit too much. If I was going to stamp one of the little icons, you know, there's floral icons like the one that's in the centre here. There's smaller ones as well on the actual coin sets. So you could stamp one of those in there. But all I'm going to do is add a gem. So I've got the sea glass multifaceted flat back gems. Need my teeth in for that. So you can only buy the gems from Honeypot Crafts. There's a reminder. And the same with the pearls as well. And they come in 5mm and 8mm. And we're just going to have some 8mm, one in each corner. And that's all we're going to do to finish this card off. I think that's going to look fab. And remember, there is the vintage paraphernalia sentiment coin as well. So you could use more masculine colours, and you could do exactly the same thing as I've done here, but do it with that stamp set instead. Use your pickup tool to pop your gem on in the corner, and this coordinates really nicely with the Warm Breeze Versafine Clair and the totally turquoise card. Come on, turn over. There we go. That's going to go in there. You see that these are roughly lined up the same. I think they are. Yep. There we go. All finished. I'm really pleased with that. I think it's quite funky. I think it's bright. It's fun. And I'm very pleased with that. I hope you like it. I like it. I'm happy with it. As I said, you'll find the products over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. I'll say this at the end. And over at Honeypot too. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. As I said, I do love to read your comments. They do get held, but that's only because I'm checking that you're not a spammer. And do check out some of my other videos. There's lots of videos with this release. Thank you for watching.